Hi my loves, I hope you guys are doing great today. All right, so for today's video I'm doing something a little bit different. I am going to do a little plant tour. I have plants all over my house and you guys been asking me about it, so there you go. And I'm trying to entertain you during this coronavirus situation. All right, so with no further ado, let's get this party started because I have a lot of plants in my house, so this might take a minute. All right, you guys, let's get it started. All right, so we're gonna start with my bedroom. This one right here is my little red clove plant. I got her upstate about 3 or 4 years ago when we were there for Easter, and I saw her and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I've never saw red clove before. And so here she is 3 or 4 years later. I keep messing up with her because sometimes I forget to water her, and she just, she always comes back though. She always comes back to me. Here I have my little terrarium. I did a little terrarium class about 2 years ago, and I made this yeah, whatever this looks like. I made this and they give us this little plant. They say that it's a plant that does not need any water, which is wrong. She does need water. She's not doing as well as she could, but she's still alive, This one right here, I can't remember the name of most of my plants, so I will write them on the side. This one was gifted to me by a friend of mine who owns a vintage store in Rockaway called Zingara. She has this beautiful plant growing all over her store. The plant is so long that it goes all around the stores. And she was kind enough to give me a few stems that I grew. I cut them and I grew roots again, and I cut them and I grew roots again, and I ended up with all of these little branches, I want to say. So I'm very happy about that. She's doing very well. Next to it I have this girl, which is the baby of this one right here. This one I got it about, I want to say 2 years ago at Stop and Shop. I love her because she has that little first of all, she has two colors. She has that reddish and that green, and she has like a velvety coat on her all over. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't know if the camera's gonna catch it, but yeah, I really like it. So from her I got those little babies here, and they're looking pretty good. Next to her I have my pearls. I like this pot. I think it's super cute, and she looks like she's having curly hair, which I really like. How did I get this one? This one, same thing. I got stems, and then I grew them over and over. And this one is very easy to grow. I only had like 2 or 3 stems, and then I just grew them over and over and over, and then boom. This one was growing. I got this one and that one about the same time, and look at how much faster this one grow compared to that one. Funny, yeah? Next I have this girl right here, which the sun being behind me, I'm gonna try to catch it better. This one is the lipstick, they call it the lipstick plant. She's not doing too well, to be honest. She's dying on me. I've been watering her. I've been giving her as much water as I can, but she keeps, let me see if I can show you. This is dead. She keeps drying on me. So I'm not sure what to do about that. Then I have my fig tree. I got this one, I think, at Stop and Shop about 2 or 3 years ago, and I think that she was, you see, how tall was she? I think she was that tall. You see that stick? Hold on. You see that stick right here? I think that's how tall she was when I got her. And then she grew to there, And now she is going all the way up here. This is crazy, but she looks beautiful. I'm gonna have to change her pot at some point. But yeah. Now this one is my hibiscus. Her name is Terry. I do not really name my plants like that, but this one has a special story. She belonged to my neighbors. The previous house we lived in was pretty much the same house as here, which is a two-family home kind of thing. So we have two entrances and two entrances. And so our upstairs neighbor, her name was Terry, and one day she bought this hibiscus. And she asked me kindly to make sure that the hibiscus was watered. We put the hibiscus in front of the house. It was beautiful. A couple weeks later, Terry was diagnosed with cancer, and a few months later, she passed away. And I kept taking care of her plant ever since. I love this plant. Every winter, this plant is giving me beautiful red flowers. Unfortunately, today I don't have any to show you, but I have a little bud right here, and then I have another one right here. I don't know if this will focus. And the fact that it's giving me flowers throughout the winter, which is one of the hardest seasons for me, it really helps. So that's her story. Here I have, right next to my mommy, I have my Aloe Vera. She's doing okay. You know, she's surviving. The next plant I have in my bedroom is going to be this girl right here. This one is the most recent plant I have. I got her from Home Depot. Let's get closer to her. Let's see if we can get a closer shot. Okay, so I got her, I think I got her around fall, last fall, 2019, at Home Depot. Just wanted a cute little plant. She's been here ever since. She's doing great. You know, she has nice little babies. She's doing fine. All right, the rest of my plants are downstairs. Let's go downstairs. All right, going down the stairs, we have this window. And in this window, we have these girls. I can't remember the name, but I absolutely adore them. This one I bought about 3 years ago. She smells so good. The past summer, 2019, I came back from France and she was almost dead. I thought I lost her. I actually took a picture of her. But I kept watering her, I kept taking care of her, and she came back to life. And this is how she looks like today. So I'm so happy. And those flowers smell so good. This winter, I bought this girl. Actually, this one is the latest plant I bought. She is just done giving me all of her flowers. She's probably gonna pop some new ones in a couple of weeks from now. So, but she's fluffy, like she has a bunch of leaves, so I'm not too worried about her. She looks beautiful. It's funny because her flowers don't smell good, or don't smell at all, but these flowers smells really good. Same breed. I think her flowers are a different color though. I think they're more like a purplish color. These are obviously pink. All right, moving on to the living room. Okay, we're gonna start with my palm tree. This gorgeous girl right here has a story. I have her since I think 2007, you guys. It is 2020 right now. So I've had her for a while. When I found her, I lived in Harlem, and my husband and I were walking in 72nd Street, and on the street there was a whole bunch of plants, and people were just, you know, picking them and living, like they were just there. Nobody was selling them, they were just on the street. So we picked a couple, and this one is one of them. We picked 3. This one is one of them. She used to have another tree next to her, but it died. She just now this past week opened this new leaf right here, and we have a little baby coming out right here. This is from the Christmas tree. I always keep a little branch of the Christmas tree because it smells good. And then voila, so this is from the palm tree. Now right next to the entrance I have this plant right here that I got last year on Mother's Day. On Mother's Day last year, we went to a nursery and I got three different plants. Voilà. And then next to it we have, attends, let me fix it. On top of it we have this little macrame that I made myself. I like to make macrames. I have a few in throughout the house, and inside you have this little succulent plant. I forgot the exact name of it, but I have a whole lot of those throughout the house also. Then comes my majestic monstera plant that I rescued from Home Depot last spring. So I think she's been here for about a year. When I got her, look at how humongous this monstera is. This is crazy. When I got her, the plant was not happy. I almost did not buy her. But it was the only, I was looking for monstera and it was the only one I found. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to take care of her. She'll be beautiful. And look at her. She is absolutely gorgeous. Now I have to repot her. So that's the pot I'm planning to put her in soon enough. You know, once this coronavirus situation gets better. But here she is. Let me push her a little bit so I can see what's behind there. Okay, we have a bunch of succulent plants. I think that's how you pronounce that. Yeah, those are all babies that were that grew in this pot. Same here. These are growing in there. I'm not really bothering them. I'm letting them do their thing. I just water them when I can. This one right here was a gift from a friend for my birthday. This one is not doing too well, but she's still surviving. This one is a Jade Plant, and she is a offspring of this Jade Plant right here. Hold on. This one right here, this Jade Plant right here, that's the mother tree. She used to be a lot fuller. Can't remember where I bought it. I think it was the Home Depot one. She used to be a lot fuller than that, and then a couple years ago she lost a lot of her leaves and she looks a little bit more naked now, but she's still there, you know. This one, I can't remember her name. I think it's a fougère in French, but I'm not sure. This is the one of the other plants that I got for Mother's Day last year. So I got this one, and look, I'm going through my jungle. Hold on. And this one. I am in love with my monstera right now. So yeah, I got those two together. What else do we have? I have an Aloe Vera. This is the mother plant from the one that's upstairs. Is it the mother plant? No, I think the one that's upstairs is the mother, and this is one of her babies. So she's doing better downstairs. Yeah. I have another succulent plant here. I hope I'm pronouncing this properly, but anyhow, this is what I have. And this one I bought from the nursery on Mother's Day last year, and this. So this one, excuse me, a rubber plant. This one is from the nursery, and this one I grew at home. Next we have the rubber plant right here. She is an IKEA plant that used to be tiny, tiny, tiny. I think she was like, when I got her, you guys, she was like that tall. Yeah, pretty much. And then look at her right now. I mean, she's not super tall. I think she's old. She's old. She's like 7 years old, maybe. But she used to be a lot smaller than that. And then that's another one that I got around the same time. My mom used to have one of those, It was a huge tree. I've had her for years now and she's still not growing super tall, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe I have to put her in a bigger pot. Next we have the one that I call Mary Jane right here. Let me put her down so we can look at her better. So this one, I will put the name of the plant because I forgot it, but it's a plant that grows anywhere and everywhere. I'm sure you guys know this plant. I like this one in particular because of the neon green color. It was part of a plant composition that was gifted to me by a friend for doing her babies, her newborns pictures. And so once the composition was, you know, getting out of control, I took the neon green plant and I put it in a pot and I've been growing it ever since. And then I have the greener, darker greener version of it. This one is part of the one that I picked up on the street at the same time as my, this one here, my palm tree. So I've had those for about the same amount of time. And there was a third one that I got at the same time as this. And it's in the kitchen, so let's go to my kitchen right now. Okay, I'm sorry for the mess in the kitchen, but it is what it is. Kitchen is messy. All right, so we're gonna start by the front door. This is supposed to be my herb pot. My parsley died, so that happened. My dill was potted about 10 days ago, so I still have to trim it to let the new one grow. And I need new herbs because everything else died. This is the third plant that we got from the streets on 72nd Street many years ago. And then we have the kitchen window where I have 2 monsteras and then a baby from, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see, I think I'm gonna have to take it out, hold on. All right, so I have this girl that's a baby of this girl. Okay, and then I have the 2 monsters. So I'm gonna put this one back. Here I have some mint that I use for cooking, for my tea. I had it from last year's, from my garden from last year. What next? Here I have the babies. Oh, I forgot to show you. From the plant that I have in the living room that's hanging in the living room. I completely forgot to show you. So that's her offspring and I will plant them very soon. That's just a monstera leaf that broke and I just put it in water. I know it's not gonna take, but it's so pretty. This is another one of my macrames that I made. And in this macrame, I have this plant right here. I think this looks super pretty. I think I'm going to put these babies in this plant. I think they call it the watermelon because it looks like a watermelon. And it's funny because the other side is completely red. Oh, this is broken. So you see how inside is red, but the outside looks like a watermelon. And I realized that if you put this plant directly to the sun, everything turns red. Yeah, so that's that. I think the last one is this one, which is my neon green Mary Jane. Again, I'll put the real name on the side, and this is a macrame that I made. I have one more macrame to show you, and it is this one right here. And that's a little terrarium that I made, I think it was a year ago, not even. I made this macrame for this terrarium. And that's it. I am pretty much done, you guys. So let me show you the last plant that I forgot to show you because it's hanging. It's this girl. She's not doing too well, but I have a bunch of babies from her, so I'm not too worried. She's growing very, very long, like all the way down there. The problem is that at the stem, here, this stem tends to get really dry. And if you don't, I feel like if you don't cut the length often, if you don't trim her often, the end of it looks super full and super healthy, but then the top starts to get dry and die. And this one is in direct sunlight, and look at how much more red she is compared to the one that is in indirect sun in the kitchen. This one is a lot more in the red tones, right? And this one has direct sun. So that's very interesting. All right, my love. Well, this is it for this plant tour. Pretty much done. It was quite a lengthy video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any of these plants at home. And then that's pretty much it. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Until then, my loves, have a beautiful life. Au revoir et à bientôt.
Hey, c'est la vie.